Okay. As a follow-up to the call that I received from the VA today, I'm going to go ahead and call with Dr. Aberdeen back. He gave me his card. I'm going to leave him a message and let him know that they're sending me back down to Dr. Faramo, and that's not working. Let me do back. Let's do this. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's do clear. 713. 791. Okay, that's the main VA line.
Thank you for calling the Michael E. DeBakey VA Medical Center in Houston, Texas.
25732.
If you're having a medical or psychiatric... One moment, please. Can be reached by calling 713-794-8985.
It's not going to answer. It's just rolling over. Alright, this one. 75732. The main VA line there. Psychiatry.
Also serving the Veterans Crisis Line. Para español, oprima el número 2. If you are in emotional distress or suicidal crisis or are concerned about someone who might be, we are here to help. If you are a U.S. military veteran or current service member or are calling about one, please press 1 now. Your call is being routed. Please hold.
Yeah, I was looking at my doctor's card here, and it's got this number on it.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
It's Slade Fuqua.
Could you spell that for me?
Yes, SLADE
Okay.
FUQUA.
FUGA
FUQUA.
or GUA?
No, Q as in Quaker. FUQUA.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
What's going on today, Slade?
Well, I had gone to the hospital yesterday and I talked to the doctor up there, and they were going to call me today to make an appointment for me. And they called me today to make an appointment for me to see the same doctor I told them that I didn't want to see no more.
Is this at the VA?
Yeah, huh? Didn't I press the right number?
What city is that?
It's Houston, Texas.
Oh, Houston, Texas. And so you saw a doctor and you did not like them, but they rescheduled you with the same doctor?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, man. What doctor is this for? Is this for mental health or for physical health?
Yeah, it's mental health.
Okay. Are you experiencing a crisis right now?
Well, I mean, I'm experiencing a crisis every day. Every day I'm struggling.
Really? What's going on with that?
Well, they're neglecting me down there at the VA hospital.
Yeah.
And then every time I try to get around it, they send me back to the same guy. I complain to him that the guy's not taking care of me, and I want to see a new doctor. And they said somebody will call you tomorrow and make up an appointment for you. And they call me back to make an appointment to see the same guy. And so I got the doctor's business card out that I spoke with yesterday, and I called his office line to maybe leave a message or something, and it just rang and rang and rang and rang. And so I called this other number that's on his card here. It says crisis line on it.
It can be incredibly frustrating dealing with the VA in general, but then on the weekends when they're closed, it's worse. What type of mental health problem are you trying to work on right now?
Well, I'm suffering to death here.
Yeah. Have you been diagnosed with anything?
I don't know. I asked for a diagnosis down there, and nobody can give me one.
Oh, okay. So you're still in the process of...
Yeah, 6 years I've been in the process. Yeah.
Oh, you've been trying to work on this for 6 years?
Yeah, and I'm at a point now where it's a daily struggle to keep going.
Yeah. How old are you, Slade?
I'm like 48.
Okay. How long were you in the military?
4 years.
Oh, wow. So, are you thinking about suicide today?
Not right now at this point. I'm trying to keep from getting to that point.
Yeah. Have you thought about it recently?
Yeah, I sure have. I've been in the hospital a couple of times for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Attempted suicide in February.
Making a technique of yourself? Is that how you got there, or was it based on thoughts?
Well, I went to the hospital back in February because I attempted suicide.
Oh, okay. What did you do how did that happen?
Overdosed.
Oh, okay. On prescription?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the methadone. And I went up there and told them that my back and my neck were hurting. And they said, well, you're a drug addict. Put him in the substance abuse clinic and put him on methadone. And I was in practically a drug-induced coma for 3 years. I didn't do nothing but sleep, and the whole time my back is getting worse and worse and worse. And I told this doctor, hey, man, this is not working. I'm having a lot of back pain now. I lived on a second-story apartment. It's going up and down them steps. It's irritating. This steel in my back, and and I have no quality of life. I'm just asleep all the time from this medication that y'all are giving me, and I need to get on some other type of medication, and uh, it's just that everything that they're doing down there to me is making me worse.
Yeah, that sounds very frustrating. I know I would be frustrated in that situation too. So are you still taking methadone now, or are you off of that?
No, I'm off of it. I went after I overdosed on it. Uh,
They took you off of it.
no, I told them I refused to go back to the clinic.
Oh, okay.
I told them, why y'all, as it turns out, they're not supposed to even be treating you for back pain with methadone.
Yeah, that is, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I never heard of that before.
Well, the administrator of the hospital doesn't even understand that. He's like, well, I wrote a letter to my senator. They're like, well, we're treating this back pain in the methadone clinic, but that's not legal. It's against the federal law, and nobody down there will report it. And that doctor's not going to report himself, so I don't want to see him. I want to see another doctor. I want to get out of his clinic. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. My teeth rotted out of my head in like 3 years. All my teeth crumbled out. If you didn't see a picture of me from 6 years ago, I'm not totally unrecognizable. And all I can do is lay here in the floor or sit here in this chair with my feet propped up, trying to keep from hurting myself. And this Dr. Faramo says, well, I had been put in the Harris County Psychiatric Hospital because they were worried about me committing suicide, and said, you need to follow up there at the VA. This doctor calls me, and I told him then that I don't want to see you anymore. I don't take any substances, and I don't want to be in your substance abuse program down there. I'm not abusing substances, and I don't drink, I don't smoke, no drugs, nothing. I just need something for my back pain. It's taken me a year to get an MRI of my back because I told him my back was hurting. He said it's because your neck is messed up. I said it feels like there's an ice pick stabbing me in the back right there. He said that's because your neck. Let's do an MRI of your neck. I said, well, your neck is messed up. There's nothing we can do for that here. So just deal with it. And then finally they did an MRI of my neck and found a ruptured disc in my back. A year later, I had been living with it the whole time. It's causing my spine to become scoliosis. It's twisting, my whole body's twisting itself to try to keep that disc from irritating my spinal cord.
Yeah, that sounds really uncomfortable when it's all sorry you have to get all that.
Well, nobody will listen. Nobody's doing anything. I keep telling people, and all they keep saying is, yeah, we know there's a problem at the VA. And I call you guys, and then y'all have somebody from the same institution that's causing all the problems call me. They're not self-reporting. They're not going to expose the problems. Pardon me?
I'm a volunteer at a different agency than the VA.
Right. Well, that in and of itself is speaks volumes that the VA doesn't have its own suicide crisis hotline.
Yeah, so we coordinate with them,
but you send me back to the Michael E. DeBakey Hospital where I'm at.
Well, I'm hoping that they have to find some other places. I'm pretty unhappy with the care today.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do. I'm just trying to stay alive. The VA officer, the inspector general, says that they're too busy.
Because I'm pretty sure there's a phone line you can call and they have to look it up for you.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the VA office of inspector general, they said that they're too busy. They've got too many complaints to deal with to deal with a suicide. It's not urgent enough that somebody's suicidal.
I was wondering if you might, it might help you if you were able to talk to me for sure.
Well, I mean, whatever you got there, I'll try it. But if it's the VAIG, I've already tried that.
Yeah.
I call my congressman, I call my senator, they all just say the same thing. Oh yeah, we know we get calls all the time, but
Yeah, and I mean it is very common for people lately to not be very happy with their therapy. That's true. Um, and I would like to know that maybe I'll become for resources.
yeah, I mean I'm doing everything I can. I went and got I signed up for uh, the county hospital. The indigent county care down there is Harris County Gold Carter, Harris County Hospital District for low income people.
Yeah.
And but I won't see anybody there until September. And
Okay.
I've been waiting for 90 days to see my primary care doctor to get a follow up for an MRI that's taken me a year to get. Because they won't listen to you down there. They one ear and out the other, and then they write or do whatever they want to write or say, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they called me and told me, so we got an appointment for you at Tomball. It's a clinic out here closer to my house, somewhat closer. It's 15 miles instead of 20 miles. For me, that's a gulf for me because my back, it's hard for me my mobility is very limited. So, but I gathered up all my strength. I went down there. They told me it's orthopedics, and I thought, good. They're going to send me to an orthopedic doctor to look at my back. And I get down there, and he's just like, well, we're here to look at your shoulders today. And I'm like, well, my shoulders are bothering me, but it's my neck, my back is what's hurting me the worst. Is I can't deal with it. He said, no, just talk about your shoulders today. Actually put his hands up in front of his eyes like blinders, like tunnel vision. We're just here to talk about your shoulders today. I had a friend in there with me that couldn't believe it. And I thought I was coming here to talk about my back, talking about my shoulders, and giving me injections in my shoulders so I get range of motion. I said, well, how is that going to help me when I can't lift my arms up because it aggravates my back and my neck?
Yeah.
That's a superfluous injection there. But they, well, just here to talk about your shoulders today. Okay. And that's, I just don't know what else to do. I'm struggling and I'm trying to call this guy back today to tell him, hey, they're trying to send me back there. I went to see this guy yesterday. I said, he called me and said, when I got out of the Harris County Hospital, they contacted the VA, and this guy, Dr. Fairmont, calls me and says, you need to come in and see me. I'm like, no, I don't want to see you. I want to see somebody on the other side. Can you make me a referral to that one? And I talked to him again, and I said, look, I'm coming in there to do a lab test the week before. So they made me come in there to do a lab test the week before my doctor's appointment. That's 2 trips I have to make down there, and I can't hardly get up off the floor to go to the grocery store. I don't have nobody to help me. I live alone. I do all this by myself. I gotta get up and go down there. I don't have a driver's license or insurance on my car, but I drove down there to do this lab test, so I got to go back down there next week to see the doctor. But I told him when I come do this lab test, I'll come see you. He said, just come up here and tell him you're here to see me, and I'll come get you, and I'll see you right away. So I'm trying to be patient with this, folks. So I went down there, and I went into the clinic, and I said, I was waiting in line to check in there, and he came out there in the thing, and I was like, Dr. Fairmont, and just to tell him I'm here, and he looks at me, he's like, who are you? And I said, well, I'm Slade Fuquay, and he's like, is this another one? I said, you know what, hey, no, I'm not just another one, don't worry about it. I'll just go down there to the other clinic. Well, who are you? Why are you here? I'm like, I'm Slade Fuquay. You talked to me on the phone the other day. You told me to come down here. You don't even know who I am. You've been my doctor over here for 3 years. How is he going to help me as a psychiatrist and he don't know anything about me? I've been seeing him for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm just another one. I'm just another one. Oh, it must be Friday afternoon. Y'all ready to go home? It's 3 o'clock. You can't. So I just told him, don't worry about it. I went down to the other clinic and told them they told me to come in here as a walk-in to establish a doctor down here because my doctor left. She left and went to another VA hospital. So they didn't give me another doctor. They just went away. So I said I need to see a doctor, and they were upset that I was there. They didn't want to see me then, but they ended up sending me to see this doctor, and I talked to him, and I said, I'm not here for an assessment today. I'm just here to establish a care provider that's not that guy and not in that clinic. And they said, somebody will call you, maybe this weekend or maybe Monday, and we'll get you set up, to come in here and see somebody. And they called me back today and says, hey, we're calling you to make an appointment for you to see Dr. Fairmont. And I said, I done told y'all I don't want to see that doctor no more. He's not taking care of me. Mm-hmm.
That I could maybe give you the phone number to one of them, but just to clarify, are you trying to find a new provider for your back?
I'm trying to get my mental health problems are all associated with my back.
Okay.
I'm depressed because I can't move and get up and do anything. I just lay in the floor all day. And the back pain is it's 77014.
Let me see if I can find that doctor for you that's nearby you. There are some outpatient clinics that are not actually a hospital in that area.
Yeah, that's where I went to that Tomball for the shoulder thing.
Okay, you went to Tomball. Have you been to the KDVA outpatient clinic?
Yeah, a long time ago when I lived on that side of town, they had sent me an appointment thing, and I went to the VA hospital, and they said, no, it's in Katy.
Yeah.
And then they sent me another appointment thing, and I went to the Katy clinic, and they said, no, they moved you back to the VA hospital.
Oh, man. So, I'm on their website right now. Is that close enough to you that you could get there if you decided to like the services they have?
But no, the Katy clinic is all the way on the other side of Houston. The Tomball clinic is the one closest to me, I guess. Or the Conroe clinic maybe would be closer than Katy, yeah.
Okay, let me look for that one. I don't see that on the outpatient list, so that might be.
Oh, God. Oh.
Maybe I misheard you. Is it Conroe?
Yes, it's CONROE.
Okay, yeah, I see that one. Let me get on their website. Okay, so I can give you their number to that clinic, and maybe you could find a provider that is better for you there.
Okay.
So the phone number is 936 522
Okay.
4000.
Okay.
It says that they provide primary health care, mental health care, pharmacy, telehealth, and lab services. And that they recently expanded it. So do you want to try to give them a call? And they're probably not going to be open, but you can leave a voicemail so they can contact you on Monday.
Yeah, I'll just call them on Monday.
Okay. Because if you leave a voicemail over the weekend, they'll know right away.
Oh, right. I don't know if they have voicemail. The other doctor didn't have voicemail. Just rings and rings and rings.
Yeah.
But I'll try it.
Alright, yeah. So do you think you'll be able to stay safe until Monday?
You know, I can't really answer that question.
What do you think would happen would make you unsafe?
Well, I can't say because the last time I said something, they put me in a psychiatric hospital for 6 days and billed me $4,000. That's their solution to my psychiatric problem was to put me in a hospital and bill me a bunch of bills for it.
Yeah.
They
Well,
strapped
we
they
could make an agreement and a plan for you to stay safe, and I wouldn't really feel like you need to have you hospitalized.
Oh, well, I said it's just day to day. It just depends. I mean, if bad my back is hurting, whether I can sleep or not. I mean, sometimes I just lay there on the bed in pain, and it gets unbearable.
Yeah. Do you have anything near you that you can clear yourself with?
Well, I could kill myself with anything. Kill myself with a plastic bag. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, do you have a plan for any of that?
well, like I said, I really can't discuss that because they put me in a hospital the last time and made my situation even worse. So, you know, I can't call 911. I can't call anybody. You know, I've already done that. You know, I went to the ER down there at the VA, and they hurt me down there, and then they sent me to a Harris County, North Houston Hospital up here, and they mistreated me there. Jerked my cane out from underneath me and caused me to fall down the floor, and then they strapped me to a bed because I'd been there for 6 hours without seeing a doctor, and I wanted to leave.
Yeah.
They kept me there for 36 hours and sent me to the Harris County Psychiatric Hospital. When I got there, I told them my back was hurting me, and they said, well, we're not doctors down here to treat that. And I said, well, then why am I here? You gotta help me with my depression. Well, if you can't help me with my back, then you're not gonna be able to help me with my depression. So why am I here? You know, send me to the hospital. I came from there for 6 days, but I mean, there was a benefit. I was able to be in a wheelchair there. I didn't have to get up and walk around. You know, just tile floor, so I could roll around the wheelchair there, and that took a lot of strain off of my back, and got me to where I could at least, you know, deal with the pain, and that's all. It's all about managing my pain. But I mean, here I gotta get up, get dressed, and get in the car and drive to the VA, you know, and that just makes my pain worse. I asked for a wheelchair down there, and they got wheelchairs, but I got nobody to push you around in it.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't walk all over the VA in my walker, you know, and that makes my feet start burning and swell up, and I can't deal with it.
Have you found anything at your home that helps you at least a little bit with the pain?
Yeah, I can soak in the tub, but I can only do that when the home health care lady's here because I can't get up out of the tub. So, you know, I can do that three days a week. She's here to help me. I'm sorry?
When's the next day she'll be with you?
Monday.
Monday?
Yeah. Oh! So I can't hardly just sit in this chair. It hurts me. You know, I can lay down on the floor, but I can only do that for a little while because it hurts my neck to lay on the floor, and it hurts my back to sit in a chair and lay. I can't hardly lay down on the bed.
Yeah.
I have a steel bracket in my.
The activities that can just distract you from it?
What's that now?
Have you found any activities that help you distract yourself from the pain?
Yeah, but over the last year, you know, those things are not working. There's only so much YouTube I can look at. There's only so much video games I can play. You know, the crap that's on the TV just makes me more depressed.
Yeah.
You know,
What about a book?
Uh, I can't. My eyes are getting bad. I can't really read. My cognitive processes are being so dull from lack of sleep and pain that I can't focus to
What about
read.
audiobook?
Well, I listen to the Bible on YouTube, but like I say, there's just only so much of that you can listen to. I just
Instead
cut.
of on YouTube? That's not a really great idea. I've never heard anybody do that. That's an excellent idea.
Oh yeah, you can go and listen to what's his name? Read the Bible. The guy that did Star Wars, that did Darth Vader, whatever his name was. He did the whole Bible audio.
That's awesome. Oh, I get it. Glad to guess that's
Yeah, it's awesome. He does a great job, and his voice is soothing, and I can listen to that. But
Do you have a favorite section in the Bible that maybe you could listen to, but you don't have to pay too much attention because you already know it pretty well?
um, well, I mean, I know pretty much most of the Bible, so it's all just review. But I did do Psalms the other day, that's something I haven't done before. But that's not a good one to do when you're depressed.
It's not.
No, I did the.
Is there a positive section?
Well, Job, the book of Job, Job had to endure a bunch of suffering, and that's the only really thing that I listen to that helps me, because that at least gives a reason to why I'm suffering, but
Yeah.
and keeps me alive, because this my religious convictions and my cats are the only thing that are keeping me alive.
Yeah.
I
So you
don't,
have cats too?
yeah, I don't want to abandon my cats, and I don't want to abandon my religious beliefs.
Yeah. How
But
many cats do you have?
too many for sure. But
Too many.
well, they moved me over here in the ghetto, and the damn stray cats are all over here starving to death, and I got food outside for those cats, and the little kitten came over here crying the other day, and he's asleep on the floor now with my other two cats. So I got two old cats and a brand new young cat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sounds like baby news. So
Well,
when do you want to try listening to the book of Job for a little bit, and then if you aren't able to get big, give us a call back?
yeah, like I said, I just called this number because it was on the card. I didn't realize that it was. I should know by now that it was you guys, because I've called you like 5 times. And
Yeah. So the only time that we would um try to initiate a hospitalization would be if we thought that you were unable to stay safe on your own. Talking to you right now, it sounds like you actually have a lot of really good skills that you could do on your own, and I don't really feel that it would be necessary. Are you still there, Slade?
hey, you got me here, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you sound like you have a lot of skills and a lot of experience that are going to be able to help you. And I definitely wouldn't, contact anybody without letting you know about it first.
Okay.
Yeah. So, do you think you could at least call us back if you feel that you're not going to be able to stay safe?
Yeah, well, like I said, it's not something I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do everything I can not to do it.
You don't feel that you're able to call us back if it changes and it doesn't work for you?
Well, like I said, I'm trying everything I can.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a point where this becomes a hopeless, futile scenario itself.
Yeah.
Just talking about it is worked a couple of times, but now it's just making me more frustrated, because it's not productive. It's
Yeah.
not.
Do you feel that our conversation has helped you today?
Well, no, not really. I mean, it's. I thought I was calling somebody there at the VA to talk to them about why they're sending me to this Dr. Fairmont again, but I just
Yeah.
wait until.
Yeah, sorry,
bless you for volunteering. You know, it should be something that the VA is doing, you know, as much as they tout the suicide crisis hotline. You know, think it was something that they were doing, but, you know, it really needs to be something down there where people can report these problems to an official down there that will do something about it, not just talk about it. But, I mean, I know that's not anything to do with you. I know that.
Yeah. Is there anything else we can help you with today, Sue?
Oh, no, ma'am.